So I've just been documenting Sky Edge, and I thought I'd just walk down Duke Street back into Sheffield and document it. Now I'm just a bit at the top end of Duke Street, and it's actually quite nice housing up here. I didn't realise that, but as you get further down Duke Street to Sheffield, before they built the high rises after the war, it was all back to back houses, and it was known as Little Chicago because of all the crime going off around there. I mean, we were a city that made nice, weren't we? So let's get onto the main Duke Road and get it, because what I'm concerned about is, I know a lot of it's run down, but we lose more and more character, and a lot of it will get replaced by high rises. So I thought, well, I got it documented now, because I was doing Queen's Road, and across from the ice skate rink, they knocked some down, some old houses there. So everything's been bulldozed where they can to put high rises on it. But this top end of Duke Street's not bad at all. But I had a nasty shock walking through from Blass Lane today, because I'm talkative with people. I was just saying to them, have you ever heard of the Mooney Gang? And I think I was right in the middle of some people selling drugs. So you've got the terrace type houses here, but then as you get a bit further up, the nice big stone houses up there, and if I zoom right up here, it gives you a view up. But just imagine, at one bit there was no manor estate, and where you see the manor estate were greenbelt. So Sheffield's biggest population was 570,000 in the 1950s, and now I think it's about 560, but I bet we're spread over 10 times as big an area now. So let's see what old buildings are still standing. So I've just been talking to a gentleman who's lived around here a long time. He came from Attercliffe originally, and what he was saying is that one bit everybody used to talk to you. He used to walk around the corner and it would be hello, and he says nobody wants to talk to you anymore. So we've got Park Library here, but just up there is Sky Edge, where the Mooney Gang used to toss, made the money out of it. It were a big racket, and I've done a separate video on that. But if you go up Broad Street now, when a building becomes vacant, ends up getting knocked down. So yes, I know a lot of them need work going on them, I'm not, but it'll never look the same again. All the character's been ripped out. But let's see what we've got left down Duke Street. So this is Park Library Centre, but there's a massive chimney on it, so can anybody tell me what this was originally? Right, let's go and look at some of these emblems on the building. So looking right up there, just going to lose it, I think. So that says 1902, and then there's a bit of a coat of arms, Sheffield coat of arms on there. Let's go around the corner. So we've got Mearsbrook Construction Company. What's that doing? Up here, I was at Mearsbrook last week. But it makes me wonder, was this a Turkish bath at some time? Big chimney on it, so I'm just wondering, was it a Turkish bath or something? Probably somebody can tell me. But that's on Sampson Street. But you can see what everything becomes a square Lego box. It's like I've got no problem knocking stuff down, because it's probably past its sell-by date, but at least replace it with something that looks as good, if not better. So we've got Londis here, but it makes me wonder if that was an old pub. And talking to that gentleman a while ago that came from Attercliffe, he said there used to be something like over 200 pubs along Attercliffe Road or that Attercliffe area, and now there's 2. So we're on Talbot Road now. Got a medical centre there, and there's something interesting down here, and I think I'm going to document this on another video before I carry this video on. I think this might be the Shrewsbury Hospital somebody mentioned. So I've done a longer video on the Shrewsbury Hospital, and I'll come back onto Duke Street. But speaking to somebody, it belongs to the Earl of Shrewsbury's estate. There were home houses where the poor lived. Well, if the poor lived there, I'm a bit shocked. I don't believe some of these stories anymore. I think we've been sold some fake history somewhere. So let's get back onto Duke Street, and then I'll have to walk back up the hill and probably walk back up the hill and finish the other side of the Shrewsbury Hospital. We've got Duke Street Medical Centre. So I've got a bit detoured around Duke Street today. I first went up Talbot Street to go to Sky Edge. I've just been down now to the Shrewsbury Hospital and did the Crimea Monument. So we've got the Sheffield, says Trades Club, that's Mansfield beer there, so it probably brings back memories for certain people around here. Got Salvation Army, Sheffield Castle, charity shop there. And we'll carry on down Duke Street. Now I'm sure my dad, and I have recollections of this area before the Parkway went in, because I'm sure we had different routes into Sheffield in those days, but there's Sheffield Trades Club. Bernard Street takes you down to the incinerator over there. Or, sorry, it might be the other way. So I think Bernard Street's behind my shoulder down to incinerator. So we've got a funeral director here, quite interesting. It was certainly something else, because it says C&A Reid. So does anybody know what C&A Reid was? Oriel House? Can't believe. Oh, it might be. It's possibly them that's been here since 1834. I mean, heck, that's a staying business, isn't it? Funeral directing. And we've got the Park Club, private members club. Now on the other road, on Broad Street, as properties become vacant, they become disused and then they get knocked down. But this whole area must have been totally different before the war, before they put the high rises in. And to me, this is what the remnants are of how it used to be before the high rises went in before the war, when it was back-to-back housing around here on Little Chicago. So we got the Red Lion. It must have been Red Lion pub, that. We lost so many pubs in Sheffield, and I don't drink myself. I've been accused of slurring my words and being an alcoholic because I mentioned pubs. No, I just think they're a social point in the community, you know, for us who actually climb trees and things like that when we were younger and didn't sit in our bedrooms all day looking at computers, you know, and took risks. Pubs were, you know, you meet people face to face. I mean, they say there's no pop groups anymore, they're all solos because they don't meet each other anymore. They all stay at home. We all played out when we were kids. We had a great time. So that's food and drinks. When it were light night, we'd be out to about 9 o'clock at night when it was school day next day. Poverty porn. But on the other road, on Broad Street, the Durham Ox became disused, the pub, and that's now going to become flats, I think. But you can see a lot of old Sheffield's already been removed with these sort of modern flats here, but they get even more gaudy, the flats. You can see the Park Hill flats. It's been renovated, and I had an argument with a lady about this just now. And I said, well, really, it was for working class. And she's saying, well, it's not working class anymore, but it's middle class who work, and like, it's not quite working class, is it? And then we had to get in an argument about the NHS and various other things. So, yeah, let's look after it. It's about time we looked after our real working class and got the people who can't work anymore, because they're not given an opportunity into really decent work as well. There's too many fake jobs in the UK now, and they're getting too highly paid, these fake jobs. They just live off the back of the rest of us. And we've got too bloated government, too many jobs within the UK, and we need to go back to creating proper work that creates real wealth and don't suck the life out of the rest of us. So we're nearly down at the Parkway roundabout, which the Parkway didn't come in until about 1974, opened the Parkway. This is the where they burn. Do they burn stuff in here for the heat for the various locations around the city centre? Or is that now done at Bernard Road? But it gives you an idea, it's so steep up this road, you wouldn't believe it. But it's so changed from my childhood, because like, it's all modern flats. You know, we did have these modern flats from the 50s, but then all this is pretty modern up here as well. We'll just catch this one last building down here. But like a people, you know, in the past people were saying, I spoke to a lady in Chesterfield the other day, she's from Sheffield, and she grew up on the Park Hill flats, and she said when they were kids, their playground was coming down across all these bridges and into the Castle Market. And that was their playground as kids. You know, life was so much more exciting. Sheffield was full of life, got so much more diversity back then. But does anybody know what this building is on the corner? It's now tyre centre, but what was its original purpose? I think that's it really. We're right down at the Parkway roundabout now, and I'm just going to nip behind the train station to document something else. So that's it over now. If you can like the video, follow the channel and click on notifications for new videos in the future, I'd appreciate that.